The moment you drive a brand new 2026 truck off the lot, it feels like you've made it. The screen lights up, the engine hums, everything feels modern, powerful, untouchable. But what if I told you that from the very first mile, your truck is already on a countdown? Not a visible one, not something the dealer will ever mention, but a quiet, engineered timeline that slowly pushes your truck toward expensive problems right after the 5-year mark. And by the time most owners realize it, they're already trapped in it. Because you didn't just buy a truck, you bought a carefully calculated lifespan. Here's the part nobody explains clearly. Modern trucks aren't built the way they used to be. They're not just mechanical machines anymore. They're software-controlled systems wrapped around hardware. That means every major function, engine performance, emissions, torque delivery, even startup behavior, is influenced by code. And code can be updated, changed, restricted. So when people say designed to fail after 5 years, it's not always about a single part breaking. It's about systems slowly becoming more expensive, more restricted, and more complicated to maintain until repairing them stops making financial sense. At first, nothing feels wrong. The truck runs perfectly in year 1. Even year 2 feels solid. Year 3? Still fine. But underneath, subtle changes begin. Sensors start aging. Software updates tighten tolerances. Emission systems become more sensitive. Components that were once forgiving now demand precision. Not because the truck suddenly got worse, but because it's designed to operate in a narrower and narrower comfort zone over time. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The industry doesn't rely on your truck physically breaking down overnight. That would be too obvious. Instead, they rely on something smarter: gradual cost pressure. A repair that cost $200 in year 2 becomes $900 in year 5. A sensor that used to be simple now requires full system recalibration. A minor warning light turns into a diagnostic nightmare that only certified tools can unlock. And those tools? Controlled. Now imagine this pattern across thousands of parts, systems, and updates. The truck isn't failing in a dramatic explosion. It's slowly transitioning from easy to own to too expensive to maintain. That's the real shift. And this is where manufacturers benefit most. Because once a truck crosses that 5-year threshold, something important happens. Warranty safety is gone, depreciation is steep, and repair costs begin competing directly with monthly payments on a new vehicle. So the owner starts thinking, maybe it's just better to upgrade. That thought is not accidental. It's the outcome of a system designed to keep the cycle moving. Now let's talk about what actually contributes to this 5-year pressure point. First, electronics overload. Modern trucks are packed with ECUs, electronic control units. More systems mean more potential failure points. And when one module starts failing, it often triggers a chain reaction of error codes that don't point to a simple fix. Second, proprietary parts. Many critical components are now designed with limited cross-compatibility. That means fewer aftermarket alternatives and higher dependence on official service channels. Third, software gating. Features, diagnostics, and even repairs can be restricted through software locks. In some cases, even replacing a part requires system authorization or reset, procedures only available through specialized access. Now combine all three. You get a machine that doesn't just age, it progressively tightens around the owner. And this is where the villain of the story becomes clear. Not a single company, but an entire ecosystem built around continuous vehicle turnover. Because if trucks lasted 15-20 years with low-cost repairs, the entire revenue structure of manufacturing, servicing, and financing would shrink dramatically. Instead, the modern system thrives on repetition. Sell, finance, maintain, replace. And the 5-year mark is where that cycle becomes most profitable to reset. Let's make it real. A truck owner buys a $70,000 vehicle. For the first 3 years, maintenance is low. Around year 4, small issues begin. Sensors, software glitches, minor component replacements. By year 5, the first major repair appears. Maybe emissions related, maybe transmission electronics, maybe a full system diagnostic requirement. The bill lands at $3,000 to $7,000. Now the owner is at a crossroads. Pay for the repair, or put that money toward a new truck with better financing options. This is the breaking point. Not mechanical failure, financial psychology. And this is the moment the system quietly wins. But here's what smart owners are starting to understand. There is a way to break this cycle. It's something mechanics and experienced fleet operators call the Lifecycle Extension Strategy. The idea is simple. Instead of letting your truck move into high-cost territory blindly, you actively control its aging curve. That means 3 things. First, preventive diagnostics before software issues cascade into major faults. Catching electronic drift early keeps repair costs stable. Second, avoiding unnecessary, dealer-only updates unless they are critical for safety or performance. Some updates improve systems, others tighten restrictions. Third, building relationships with independent specialists who understand system resets, recalibrations, and non-dealer repair pathways. This doesn't make your truck immortal, but it does change the timeline. Instead of hitting a financial wall at year 5, you stretch usability further, often by several years, without falling into the expensive replacement trap. And this is where identity shifts happen. Because owners who understand this system stop thinking like consumers. They start thinking like operators. They don't ask, when should I replace my truck? They ask, how do I extend its profitable life? And that difference changes everything. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. The industry isn't built on your truck failing suddenly. It's built on your truck becoming just inconvenient enough, at just the right time. But there's still one deeper layer most people never consider. What happens when trucks become so software-dependent that aging isn't even physical anymore, but digital? And that's where the next shift begins.